We are not here to criticize the NYPD, but rather to thank them for doing a lot of the work that we as Muslims should be doing, which is monitoring extremism, following extremism, and helping counter the ideologies that create radicalization in our communities.
This is Dr. Zuhdi Jasser, speaking at a recent press conference in front of police headquarters in New York City. With officers looking on and in front of dozens of cameras, Dr. Jasser was stepping into a controversy that was roiling New York.
It is quite offensive to many of us as Muslims to see the titles on the headlines, American Muslims upset with the NYPD, American Muslims feel they're being spied on. These are all collectivist mindsets that say that all Muslims believe that we're afraid of the police, and that's just not true.
Almost every Muslim group in the country had lined up on the other side from Dr. Jasser. They saw the NYPD tactics as spying and a potential wide-scale violation of civil rights. But Dr. Jasser believes he is speaking for a silent majority of Muslim Americans.
So for those of you who've asked, where are the responsible Muslims? Here we are. We exist. We just don't make headlines by grievances against the police and others. And we ask you to at least give us equal time in the media and in the attention to these issues.
They're not violating privacy laws. They're not doing illegal wiretaps.
But increasingly, Dr. Jasser's voice is being heard, especially on conservative media outlets like Fox News.
So, Doctor, were you offended when I said Muslims attacked us on 9/11?
Absolutely not, Bill. And I just want to thank you for your courage and really saying what many...
As you might imagine, cozying up to the likes of Bill O'Reilly has made him a very controversial figure within his own community.
I think Dr. Jasser's being a double-talking hypocrite to assume that American
you're
Muslims
attacking
aren't
the man
involved in
personally.
And he's often called an apologist for Islamophobia.
You know, my kids may be in school soon in universities, and I would hope that there's good police work being done to monitor groups that they may be a part of so that they aren't radicalized and pressured into terror groups and cells.
We wanted to understand who this man was and why he has become such a lightning rod, both within and outside the Muslim American community.
Well, first of all, Doctor, thank you for doing this.
It's a pleasure.
Tell us your name and what it is you do.
I'm Zuhdi Jasser. I'm the president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy.
And what is that?
Well, basically, many of us in the Muslim community after 9/11, I live in Phoenix. I had served 11 years in the Navy and joined my father in practice there. And after 9/11, I realized the media and government was paying a lot more attention to Muslims and Islam. And some of us knew and began to get a sense that this is obviously not a problem with just terrorism, that terrorism is a symptom. And you know, we said we're really the only folks that can fix this. It's a radical element within our faith community. The vast, vast majority of Muslims, not only in America but globally, are not radical or violent, but we have to treat the condition from which that comes.
Is or is not radicalization happening among American Muslims today?
Radicalization of Muslims is absolutely happening. I mean, if you look at the last over 220 arrests on terrorism, over 180 of them have been Muslims. So you have 1.5% of the population associated with over 80% of the arrests on terror.
And that's the heart of Dr. Jasser's message, that the facts, as he sees them, don't lie, and that they show that some elements of the Muslim community do pose a grave danger to the United States.